What's up, gaming family? Another video. That's right. In this video, gaming family I'm going to show you a little bit of old school, original hardware from the Sega man, the die-hard collector of Sega Genesis. And if you want to start getting into collecting for the Sega Genesis, and if you can find these systems, you could probably find the first one at a decent price, which is going up in price. But the second part of this is very expensive right now. I've seen it for a few $100s. And I've had this system for a long time in my younger teenage years and enjoyed a lot of gaming on it. You know what I mean? I played the hell out of this system and I still love it today. And I have the Model 2 of this system that I'm going to show you. So the first one I'm going to show you, and you did see it before. I know you've seen it before. It is the first ever Sega Genesis. So if you're going to get into collecting for the Genesis, and if you can find it, pick it up. The only thing about the first Genesis is to find the original adapter for the back. See that? The AV cable adapter is very hard to find. It really is, because if you look at the port, it's a lot bigger than your Model 2 and your Model 3 Genesis, which I own both. It's a little hard to find, but you could probably find a second party or third party like knockoff. I don't know if the video quality and sound quality is going to be as good through that. I'm not sure. But if you do want the original one, it might cost a little more. But the first Sega Genesis is the most awesome Genesis. You know what I mean? So it's really cool to collect for. So if you're going to get into collecting, guys, and you're a diehard Sega Genesis and Sega fan like I am, try to find this one first. Sometimes you can find these very cheap at a flea market or a used game store. Flea market, sometimes you can just find just this for $5. It might be dirty, tore up a little bit, but you can always go home and clean it up with a damp rag, very damp rag. You wring out real good, clean it up, and then take some Q-tips and clean in the vents and everything. You can actually see through mine and clean it up very well. Now the second part to this, which I'm going to show you here real quick, is also the original Sega CD. I'm hardcore. You know what I mean? I'm playing the Sega CD now that actually has a base built into it for the Model 2, and it clicks into it, and I have the 32X on top when I want to play my 32X games. But this thing is awesome. It looks like a CD player, and it also is a CD player. It plays your Sega CD games, it plays video CDs, and it also plays your music CDs in it with a beautiful interface on the TV when you're playing the music. It is very awesome. This is very expensive right now. If you want to find this actually in the box, I believe it's going to be a lot more. And my Genesis is falling down here. Hold on one second. So, if you want to get into collecting, guys, for the Sega, and you love Sega, or you just want to be a retro collector, you young bros out there, you young gamers, try to find the Model 2 one, which would probably be a little cheaper, but this one is going to cost you a lot more, and you got to make sure it has the parts with it too. When this first came out, it was over $300. I got this when it first came out. So, it's very awesome. You know what I mean? Got two red lights that light up. I love this thing. I like the way it looks. You know, a lot of people didn't like the games for the Sega CD, but they had great games on there, like the Eternal Champions game. It was on there. The second one, Sonic CD, Mortal Kombat was the best. First Mortal Kombat. If you want it close to the arcade, it was on the Sega CD. It was this one. It was on the Sega CD. This came the closest to being sound-wise, graphic-wise, the best first Mortal Kombat to me is on the Sega CD. And it had, you know, great games on there like that. You know what I mean? So if you want to get into collecting for the Sega CD, Final Fight was on there. CD was great on there. It was just like the arcade. Music was great, awesome. This is what you want to get. You know, if you want an old school set, get this. And I'll show you in a minute what it looks like with it complete with the Genesis. So we're going to grab the Genesis back again. And on the back of the Genesis, you take this part off. Has a little red cover here, the protective red cover. Sometimes when you trade these in, they look for that. If that's not in there, they won't take it. There's places that will not take your Genesis if it doesn't have this little red cover. Probably to stop from corrosion, I guess, or something to the motherboard when you hook up the Sega CD. So you take that off, right? You grab your original OG Sega CD. You gotta watch you don't drop this baby. You know what I mean? And what happens is it clicks into here. So that's what it looks like. So you can play your Sega games, Genesis games, and your Sega CD, man. Sega Genesis is my all-time favorite system. I just wanted to share this with you guys and show you some of the Sega hardware that I own as a proud Genesis owner and all-around Sega collector, the Sega man. You know, you won't go wrong, man. You know what I mean? This is an awesome setup, man. I love this thing to death. You know what I mean? So if you want to get into collecting, guys, for the Sega Genesis, either try to find a Model 2 Sega CD with the Model 2 Genesis, or, you know, if you can find it and find all the accessories that go for the original Sega CD and Sega Genesis, that's the one, guys. Pick it up. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. I'm just going through some of my stuff down here. And I wanted to do a video on it because I'm repackaging it up, you know, and sealing it up good for when I might want to use it again. So just wanted to share that with you guys. All right, you guys have a great beginning of the week. I'll see you soon with another video. Thanks for subscribing, everybody. I just want to thank you guys very much for being a part of my channel and part of my gaming family. You know what I mean? It's just really awesome to have you guys, and I welcome the new subscribers aboard. You know what I mean? I always subscribe back. You guys know that. All right? Peace, love. Enjoy your gaming. And remember, Xbox for life for me. Peace.